Christmas came early this year. Testnet V2 is officially live, meaning most of the code for PulseChain is complete and launch is right around the corner. We also have some very exciting announcements in today's video, and what you have all been asking for since the very beginning. I get a lot of Telegram messages asking for my most realistic price prediction for PulseChain's launch. I will give that to you today, and I'm very excited to break that down because I have some awesome things to show you with that. So I can't wait to get to that. Before we dive in, welcome back to PulseChain. I'm Taylor. As a reminder, this is not financial advice because I am not a financial advisor. First and foremost, I have been very busy closing out the year strong, so I have not been able to upload consistently. I have a very packed life outside of this, but hopefully I will be able to do so much more regularly. It is a very high priority for me. But even in better news, Testnet V2 is officially out. This is so exciting because we know that that means launch is right around the corner, but we know what comes next. Hear it from the man himself.
I think you'll get Testnet V2 next week. And then you're gonna have a gradual release of things until mainnet. So you're gonna see go.hex.com working on testnet, Ethereum, well, it works now, and on PulseChain. You're gonna see working Uniswap front end, which is already done, on PulseChain. You're gonna see working what's called PulseSwap now, but it'll probably have another name. And then as soon as you see those all working, and the bridge, which also is on testnet, you're gonna see Pulse mainnet launch. So I've been saying 2 months for a while, but maybe it's a month and a half now.
I'll leave the link to Testnet V2 in the description below, so I highly recommend that you go check that out. Quickly on to PulseSwap. On November 27th, Richard dropped a tweet saying he will be the one launching the main decentralized exchange on PulseChain, where we will be able to exchange both ERC20 and PRC20 tokens. PulseSwap is not the official name, but it will have its own token, and it's the main decentralized exchange on PulseChain where most of the transactions will flow through, and it usually has the most liquidity. And there will be another sacrifice phase. So if you missed out on the PulseChain sacrifice, which I know so many people did, you will have yet again another opportunity to get in on the ground floor of an amazing project like this. In my game theory video, I talked about how important it is to get into projects early on, and this is just an awesome opportunity. And for the sake of the community, I'm really happy to see that this DEX is coming from Richard himself. I think it will really reassure also new people coming in to PulseChain upon launch. I highly recommend that you go to the Telegram chat and start strategizing for your sacrifice if you are interested in that. My personal strategy is I will be saving most of my capital to buy more Pulse upon launch, and I will be sacrificing Hex for the PulseSwap sacrifice phase, and I believe it will have very similar rules to the first sacrifice, where the earlier on the better. So I would be aiming for day one. Now to my Pulse price prediction, which I've been asked for since the very beginning. I finally take the time to lay out, organize all of my ideas and thoughts on this, and I also found some really cool things, so I cannot wait to show you that. The first thought I had, and this basically goes for anything out there, is that the price will be the lowest amount any holder is willing to sell their Pulse for. Now, I know this may sound very obvious, but keep that in mind as we are going through this section. So we need some sort of benchmark here to start. What did people pay for their Pulse? People are always acting in their own self-interest, so I've laid it out here. Early on in the sacrifice phase, you got 10,000 coins for every dollar sacrificed. With the bonus amplifier, I believe that's around 15,000 coins for every dollar, leading to an average price paid for Pulse of 0.00006. Again, keep in mind, this is just an average here. And people have still been sacrificing, which is just really crazy. I believe a couple weeks ago, they were getting 40 coins per dollar. Maybe it's now they're getting 10 coins per dollar at 10 cents each. I'm not sure what it is today, but on a separate note, I'm not sure if you guys have seen this, but it is really crazy. We just had another $50,000 sacrifice come in on December 12th. I was really blown away by this. And of course, I went and took a look at their address. I wanted to see who this person was. And this person is not new to crypto. I was looking through it. As far as I can tell, they've been in this space for over 3 years now. They have multiple wallets, and they have a lot of transfers in and out from centralized exchanges. I don't know. I'm really not sure what to make of this. I just thought it was wild and had to share. So let me know what you think. Here is also another really crazy thing I have to show you. I was on pulselead.xyz to get a general idea of the coin distribution. And at first I was just adding up all of the top sacrifices one by one and then dividing them to find out the distribution. But of course I realized that we have the entire CSV file. So I downloaded that, and here you can see all of the sacrifices are laid out. We have our biggest one at 29 billion. Then we have our God whale and so on from there. Now, if you had to guess what percentage of the total supply of Pulse the top 50 wallets hold, what would you guess? 36%. That is wild. This is a very simple calculation, as you can see here. This is the total amount sacrificed between the top 50 divided by the total amount sacrificed, and you see 36%. Again, then we have the top 100 wallets have 44%, top 500 64%, and top 1,000 wallets have 72% of the total Pulse supply. This is just very, very interesting to see it laid out like this. So I started thinking, who are these sacrificers? And if we go to the top 500, we see that they sacrificed a total of $168,000 or more. So they sacrificed this months and months ago for a project that hadn't launched yet, for free speech, a project that still has no official launch date. Of course, we all know what is about to happen, but they clearly understand delayed gratification. They understand the game theory of crypto, meaning to get into amazing projects early on and hold until mass adoption. This is what we talked about in my previous game theory video. I will link it right here and also in the description below. They also all want to promote and protect the price of Pulse. This is very interesting to see. And keep in mind, they sacrificed around $170,000 months and months ago. A lot of these people have contacted me, have reached out. They have a lot of connections and are all working behind the scenes, from what I have heard, on ways to promote and market Pulse, especially once it has launched. Everyone really seems to be working together as a community, of course, with Richard at the helm, but I think we know what is about to happen, and it's just exciting stuff to see ahead. When we talk about mass adoption, what are we really talking about? Well, every marketing plan, every business, every network has KPIs, meaning key performance indicators, things that we should be watching out for. So here I've jotted down just a couple. You can let me know if you have any more, please, in the comments below. But here we have both the addresses holding Pulse and the number of addresses of different projects launched on Pulse. The same goes for the total value locked. Number of transactions will be a huge, huge thing. And one thing I always pay attention to is the transactions on the copied ERC20 tokens like P-Link and some of the other existing lending protocols. Also, new projects with good solid DeFi on PulseChain. We're still in the very early stages of DeFi. So this is super, super exciting. And everyone is talking about cross-chain advancements, which is great. Now, by launching and vetting new ideas, I think we as a community could be spearheading this whole thing and completely change the game. All right, so finally on to my price prediction. I, of course, don't know where Pulse will launch at. No one really knows, but I think we can get to around a 20 to 30x of the average price paid, which would put us at 0.0012. And I personally know anything around or below 0.001 is going to be gobbled up very quickly, myself included. I think it's a fantastic entry point, and I know so many people who are just waiting to buy around those prices. And I actually don't see any of these sacrificers, especially the top ones we've just been looking at, wanting to sell at those prices at all. And that's really what I'm basing it on. Also, because I am more conservative, I do believe we will see some sell pressure around the 50x mark. I'm not sure. I think we could get to that maybe in around 60 days, 6 months. I'm trying to be conservative here, so maybe the 6 months might be a better estimate. But again, I don't see the top 500 who own 64% of the supply. I don't see them being happy with a 50x based on what we know about them. I mean, I just don't see it myself. And even if some do, there's going to be so much buying pressure that it will be just eaten up very, very quickly at those prices. Now, in the first year, I think we can get to around a 500x. We will have a lot of new projects on there, NFTs, even hundreds of meme coins, and I can see a lot of wrapped tokens from other networks, especially from Ethereum. And that is really just getting started. I think in 2 years, we could see somewhere around a 1000x, something around there, maybe even sooner. It really just depends on how the top holders and sacrificers, how they act and what prices they are willing, of course, to let their pulse go for. Again, this is just my opinion, just my thoughts based on putting all of this together. Nobody really knows, but I would love to know your price prediction and where you think we can get to. Please do let me know in the comments below. I'm really interested, and I think we can really gauge a lot, seeing where everyone thinks we will be able to get at in the first couple weeks, months, and years from now. But I do want to leave you with this, and I call it a thought experiment. I was thinking, what would happen if we all decided to use game theory and we decided to win the war before it even began? We have all heard Richard say many times that price only cares if people are buying and selling. And of course, he is 100% right on this. So wonder if, as a community, we all pretended that our coins were locked or staked for the first 90 days. If no one touched their coins, no matter what the price went to, for at least 90 days. Imagine what would happen to the gatekeepers and the haters. They would no longer be able to hide this information. The price would keep going up and up and up. It would literally bring down the floodgates in one flow swoop. It would show the entire crypto community, even those Wall Street bets guys, what Diamond Hands is really all about. And I think it would be the ultimate thank you to Richard Hart. And when the masses realize that all of these coin ranking sites and these influencers have been manipulating them for years and years, they will finally wake up. And it is always a good thing when people wake up. On that note, I'm going to leave today's video right there. I really hope you enjoyed today's content. I will be back very soon with much more to come. Thank you again for watching. Merry Christmas and take care. Hey, if you liked that video, make sure you check out this next one. I'll see you there.